Tesla's profitability shocks Toyota, and the global auto industry center is shifting. Reuters mentions today that Tesla already earns roughly 7 times as much per vehicle as Toyota. Its 17% pre-tax margins are roughly double the average for the rest of the industry. I think this gap between Tesla and Toyota is increasing as Tesla's economy of scale further kicks in and optimizes the factory to save nanoseconds in the process, drive costs down across the supply chain, and accelerates the full product line to serve greater customer base. Joseph White writes in today's Reuters that the surprise leadership shuffle on Thursday at Toyota Motor renewed urgency at Renault and Nissan Motor to restructure their alliance, and Elon Musk's declaration that Tesla will be the world's #1 automaker by a wide margin have one thing in common. What once defined the global auto industry center is no longer holding. The announcement that Akio Toyoda will step down as chief executive of the world's top-selling automaker on April 1 came just hours after Musk used a quarterly earnings call to declare that Tesla was now the auto industry's leader in profitability and manufacturing efficiency, the crown Toyota held for 3 decades. Toyota's incoming CEO, Koji Sato, faces a daunting task. He must accelerate the Japanese automaker's efforts to develop more competitive electric vehicles. But he will get little breathing room from Tesla or the Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers who are using their leads in electric vehicle technology and production costs to slash prices. Tesla already earns roughly 7 times as much per vehicle as Toyota. Its 17% pre-tax margins are roughly double the average for the rest of the industry, and after a rough 2022 for the company's shares, the stock has gained 28% to open up 2023. Elon Musk hinted again on Wednesday that Tesla is working on a new vehicle that could sell profitability for under $30,000, which would compete head-on with mass market models from Toyota, Volkswagen, Ford Motor, and General Motors. Elon Musk has in the past teased products that took far longer to deliver than he initially promised, such as the long-delayed Cybertruck. But the Tesla chief's ambitions are clear: to reorder the auto industry hierarchy that for decades had Toyota at the top. This is what he said. He said, "I don't think you could see a second place with a telescope, at least we can't," Musk said when asked how the auto industry could look in 5 years. There is a big shifting ground happening in the auto industry right now, and I want to tell a little bit about that. Global automakers are experienced with periods of feast and famine that come on roughly 7 to 10 year cycle. What is happening now is different. The shocks of the pandemic, 2 years of supply chain chaos, and possibly a recession this year are colliding with a once-in-a-century shift of the industry's fundamental technology. As combustion vehicles give way to electric vehicles with high-powered computer chips for brains, many of the advantages of incumbency that Toyota enjoyed are withering away. The shift to electric, computerized, and software-driven vehicles has opened the door for Tesla and other startups, particularly in China, to reset the ground rules for competition. Tesla's price war could be just the start. We question whether competitors can keep up in this electric vehicle race, Morgan Stanley auto analyst Adam Jones wrote in a note this week. Incumbent automakers can no longer count on refinement of mature vehicle technology to stay competitive. Established automakers are investing heavily in electric vehicles, some faster and with more success than others. South Korea's Hyundai Motor on Thursday reported better than expected results, powered in part by strong sales of its new electric vehicle lineup. Hyundai forecast is electric vehicle sales would grow by 54% this year, a faster growth pace than Tesla has forecast. Chinese manufacturers putting electric vehicles into Europe have as much as a €10,000 cost advantage. which is $10,600. Patrick Kohler, chief executive of auto supplier Forvia, said earlier this month. The intensifying competition puts pressure on Renault and Nissan to resolve negotiations to restructure their alliance. The companies are now aiming to announce a deal, including an investment by Nissan and Renault electric vehicle unit by February 6, sources told Reuters. Renault and Nissan once argued that their alliance gave them significant advances in economies of scale. That potential still exists, but first they will have to fight to stay at their current size as Tesla and Chinese manufacturers tries to strip away their sales. Even though the market is shrinking, we're growing and electric vehicles have doubled almost year over year, Tesla Vice President Lars Moravej told analysts on Wednesday yesterday. We always look at it as how much of the total vehicle space do we have, and we're just going to keep growing in that space. There is 95% for us to go to get it, he said. As the electric vehicle revolution continues to disrupt the traditional automotive industry, the once untouchable giants of the industry, Toyota and Renault-Nissan, are struggling to adapt and find their footing, while Tesla's aggressive expansion plans threaten to leave them in the dust. In addition to these developments, Tesla CEO Elon Musk recently declared that his electric vehicle manufacturing company will be the world's #1 automaker by a wide margin. These events, along with other shifts in the industry, indicate that what once defined the center of the global auto industry is no longer holding. For decades, the big three of the auto industry were Toyota, General Motors, and Ford. Not that I don't mean the big three of Detroit, don't confuse with that. These companies dominated the market and set the standard for the industry as a whole. However, in recent years, the rise of electric vehicles and the new players like Tesla have shaken up the traditional power dynamics. Do you agree with that? Toyota, once a leader in the industry, has struggled to keep up with the rapid pace of change. In the past, the company has focused on developing hybrid and fuel cell vehicles, but with the growing popularity of electric vehicles, they are now playing catch-up. The leadership shuffle at Toyota is seen as an attempt to address this issue and position the company for success in the electric vehicle market. Similarly, Renault and Nissan Motor have struggled to find a cohesive strategy for the electric vehicle market and have been facing pressure to restructure their alliance. The companies have been in talks to form a more comprehensive partnership to better compete with the likes of Tesla and other EV manufacturers. Meanwhile, Tesla has continued to make strides in the EV market and is rapidly gaining market share. CEO Elon Musk recently announced that the company will be the world's #1 automaker by a wide margin, and with their recent expansion into Chinese market and plans for further growth, it is not hard to see how they could achieve this goal. So the global auto industry is undergoing a significant shift, and it is clear that what once defined the center of the industry is no longer holding. Companies like Toyota, Renault, and Nissan are facing an uphill battle to stay competitive in the face of new players like Tesla. The next few years will be crucial for these companies as they attempt to adapt and stay relevant in the rapidly evolving industry. So what do you think, friends, about these developments and the shakeup in the automotive industry? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is Armen Harayan from TorqueNews.com. If you are here first time, please sign up and subscribe to our channel. Give us thumbs up, tweet it out. God bless you, and I'll see you soon in our next report.